Very nice meeting you too, by the way.
Business.
Oh, absolutely.
Have a seat.
Thank you.
Thanks for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
I think he actually got orange stripes on that latest car instead of red this time, if memory serves. Okay, well, I'm super excited to be here with David today. I think we talked a little bit about having an executive sponsor, ideally the C-suite, and here we go with the CEO of CarParts.com. I'm super pumped. So first, I mean, CarParts.com is a pretty amazing business. Let's take a look, and first, yeah, there we go. Talk us through it. What is CarParts.com?
So CarParts.com is one of the fastest growing e-commerce retailer that specializes in selling auto parts. So we've been around for 27 years. We were one of the first companies to sell auto parts online, went public about 15 years ago. I joined the company in 2019. We put together a plan to really transform the company, and our sales went from $280 million to close to $700 million. And today we are the #1 store on eBay. We have 5 distribution centers that add up to about 1 million square feet. We have an office in California, an office in Philippines, and about 1,800 employees.
It's a pretty big, extensive business that you're running there.
It's a nice business. It's relatively small compared to the size of the prize. So what people don't know is that there are 300 million cars on the road in the United States. The average age of a car is 12.5 years, and the amount of transactions that happen online is actually quite small. So we're a small fish in a huge pond, but what that means is that we have a huge opportunity to build a multi-billion-dollar business.
Yeah, and you're going to get there. I have all the faith in the world. Talk about how, like, what are your business goals? It sounds like if you got a big market in front of you, maybe how do you bite it off? What are the goals?
I think the way we bite it off is by building an exceptional customer experience and product experience. In traditional e-commerce retail, shipping options, pricing, pictures, reviews are very important, and they happen to be very important to us. The most important component is fitment. So for us, we sell fit-specific parts, and we happen to sell 880,000 individual SKUs. With sister SKUs and kits and bundles, so it's called it about 10 million records. So it's a very long tail business, and a headlight for a Ford F-150 doesn't fit a Corolla or a Camaro. So we sell everything around the car, in the wheelbase, under the hood for a lot of different cars.
Yeah, I can imagine. So when the windshield wiper on my car recently after the snowstorm just stopped working. So I am not a car person like our friend over there. I can go to your site, I can search up the make and model of my car and look for windshield wipers, and I get that experience.
I would love your business,
okay.
Absolutely.
My husband will probably do it, but I will point him there. How about, talk to us, we talked a little bit about returns, a lot of it about returns, and how does that, is it part of your goals? Like, is it a big problem in your business? And if so, what are you doing about it?
So I don't believe in problems, I believe in opportunities.
Okay, fair enough.
So it's a huge opportunity, and here's why. We're call it a $700 million business.
Yeah.
And if the return rate is about 6%, that's a $42 million opportunity. So when we trim the return rate by 10% or 20%, it's somewhere between $4.2 and $8.4 million. It's worth the investments. So we have a project actually right now, it's called Project Sledgehammer. So we have half the executive team, and we meet every week, and we look at customer reviews, we look at data, we look at fitment, we look at customer experience, trying to attack this opportunity. It's millions of dollars.
Project Sledgehammer.
Sledgehammer,
Okay.
Yes.
Did you name that?
Yes, I did.
Okay, so we have growth as an imperative, margins, I would imagine there. You're cutting return costs out of the business.
Yeah, so you have gross margin, and then you have the cost of fulfillment. So when we sell a very large part, so we sell anything as small as a door handle, but also a very large bumper cover. So we like odd-shaped, ugly freight.
Okay.
We have an assortment of about 5,000 unique bumper covers, and we're the #1 retailer in the United States of bumper covers, believe it or not. So,
bumper covers, the little flap that goes.
The whole thing
the
that's
whole
in
thing.
front of your car.
Got
So
it.
it's ugly freight. So when it comes back to the warehouse, it's very expensive.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
anything we can do to lower the return rate, and we do this by delivering more complete data, more attributes, more specifications, that's how we get the return rate down. So for us, if you have a customer that's shopping on mobile, and 80% of our customers are on mobile, they'll look at the picture, the price, and the shipping option, but then they'll scroll down and they'll look at all the information that's there. And there's hundreds and hundreds of attributes that are fit specific. So every car has different model, submodel, engine size. So I drive a GMC Canyon 2018. There's 5 different versions and 2 different engine sizes.
Oh.
And so for that, if you want to carry the right part and make sure that the customer finds the specific part for their car, you got to know all that. That data has to be stored somewhere, and it has to be presented to the customer in a digestible way that makes it easy. And you have 30 seconds to do that. So.
Okay, all right, so no challenges on your side.
Opportunities.
Opportunities only. So you've got all the fitment data. You got to figure out how to surface the right product for me as I'm shopping and the right moment that I'm shopping. How do you navigate those waters? How do you make sure that you've got those product experiences that help me make a confident buying decision?
So we do this by investing. So on the front end, we're an e-commerce company, and we have an app, and it's very successful. On the back end, it's really the supply chain and the catalog. So out of 1,800 people that we have in the company, over 100 write our data. So they write content, they write fitment data. It's actually quite complex, so it requires a lot of automotive expertise. We've spent over $20 million to build and write our catalog. So the way we do that is just a lot of people, and over 100 of them, just to write the data. And it has to be translated in a way that makes it easy for the customer to find it. So there's a layer between the back end and the front end, and the two are extremely connected.
Got it. So $20 million to set this whole thing up. And 100 people to help get all of the content in there. How's it working?
It's been working, but we have opportunities.
Always opportunities.
It's 15 years ago or 20 years ago when we built our catalog, you couldn't do a build versus buy. You had to build it, and we spent a lot of money to build it, and we spent a lot of money to maintain it, over $1 million, just the catalog system. And it's a homegrown monolith system. It's expensive to maintain, and so what we looked for as we think about transforming the company, a lot of the systems don't scale past $1 billion. So, when you go from 300 to 350, everything can scale pretty easily. When you go from 300 to 700 to $1 billion, everything has to be flipped on its head. And so we started looking at all the systems, and the PIM is actually the secret sauce. The catalog is the secret sauce. And by that I mean, if tomorrow I'm launching an e-commerce retailer, I can buy an e-commerce engine, I can buy an order management system, I can have cart, checkout, mobile app. All of this can be purchased and customized, but the secret sauce, what is it that we have that other people don't have? It's the data, it's the catalog, it's the fitment tables, it's what part fits on what vehicle, what year, make, model, submodel, engine size, trim level. It's a huge data set. It's a gigantic data set.
Is this why you're the sponsor of this PX initiative here?
Because it's the critical part of the company. It's the part that can't be outsourced.
Yeah.
And I have to be the one leading that initiative. For a fast checkout, a fast shipping option engine, and nice pictures, there's a lot of people that will sponsor that because it is outward facing. The reason I'm sponsoring the PIM is it's backward facing, but it touches the front end. It touches the customer. So the only way for us to deliver an outstanding customer experience is to have the right data. It's the product experience. So the two are tied together, and it has to be from me.
I love that. I love that. We were talking, you have a meeting coming up this week.
I do.
An important meeting, happens quarterly, talking to the street. The things that you plan to talk about in the future, right? Like those initiatives that are going to transform your business. Like, what do you think in the future you're going to be able to share with the street that is shaping your business strategy?
Now, ultimately, it's extremely simple. There's 3 things that investors want to see. It's sales and margin and free cash flow. Now, if you decompose that equation, how do you get that? It's traffic, it's conversion, it's return rate, it's fulfillment cost. So the way we grow the business is by acquiring more customers, making it easier for them to convert. So if I can raise conversion from 3.5 to 3.6, that's $4 million. I go from 3.5 to 3.7, it's $8 million. I cut my return rate by 20%, it's another $8 million. And all of a sudden, the economics of the business change completely. So, we can get lower customer acquisition cost with just a higher conversion and a better customer experience. So there's a couple of levers, but ultimately the goal is to get higher sales and higher repeat purchase rate. And fitment, again, is the most important component of our business. If the part fits, the customer will come back.
Yep.
If the part doesn't fit, guarantee they're not going to come back because they don't trust us. So it's about loyalty and it's about delivering that exceptional customer experience. So your issue is, this is my year, make, model. This is the part name. You come to carparts.com. You want to make sure that whatever we send you is going to fit immediately.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you're not coming back.
I probably wouldn't know. I am not Rick's level of expertise, so I just need somebody to serve it up for me. And so it's a hard problem that you've got. I think what we talked about this morning of empowering buyers with that right information is really what you're saying here. It's make sure that I can easily and with confidence find that windshield wiper, make sure that it arrives as I expected it to arrive in what it is, it fits, it works. It's a lot of work that goes into making sure that that product experience is pristine. So are you thinking about what that, and we talked about the standard, right? Like what the standard looks like for, Wusthof knives might be a little bit different than CarParts.com. Tell me about what that future looks like for you as you implement Akineo and the product experience standard that you plan to set with the teams.
It's a different story, but it's also the same. And by that, I mean, you're trying to get the customer the information that they want to make a decision. And when they receive the product, it has to be a perfect, optimal, flawless experience. And then they come back. Obviously, the statistics that, it's significantly cheaper to get a customer to come back. And for us, we spend a lot of money to acquire new customers every year. Just on Google, it's $50 million alone, right? Okay. So we better make sure that every time we acquire a customer, they come back. And so now in traditional e-commerce, a lot of times the customer will make a decision very quickly. They'll look at the pictures, they'll look at the price, and they'll look at the reviews. You can't do that in automotive. You got to look at all the specs and all the functionalities of the product and the fitment. So we do have a little more time to convince the customer to come in. Now to do that, you got to enrich the data and make sure that it's extremely complete and you show exactly what they need, no more, no less.
Yeah, so iteration is going to be happening in your future of what that balance is between overloading them with information and just giving the right to feel confident and convert.
Within the constraints of each channel.
Yeah.
So
right.
Within e-commerce, CarParts.com, we have a lot of flexibility as to what we show. Then on eBay and Amazon, we have different constraints.
Right.
Then for B2B customers, we have other constraints. So you got to take all that data and make sure it's pre-digested and almost pre-chewed so that when you show it, it's exactly what they need within the platform.
Okay, so we talked about the business goals. You are increasing conversion, or the idea here is to increase conversion, make sure that what arrives, I'm not returning. You keep me as a loyal customer. You keep me coming back for more. We also talked a lot about, and what I love about your business, many things I love about your business, but one of them is you're helping to extend the life of a product that has already been purchased, right? Like I've got a sedan and I'm trying to get my kids to ski, but the stupid skis don't fit in the sedan. So I go and I buy something, a roof rack, I guess we call it, to put the skis on so I can make it more useful, right? Like I don't have to go out and buy an SUV just to try out skiing with my kids. So you're extending the life of a product that already exists for people.
Yeah, we do, and cars are actually really well manufactured. Whether it's a domestic car or German cars or Japanese cars, they will last 15 to 20 or 25 years if you maintain them. So it's not just doing the oil change. A lot of times you just need replacement parts, headlights, mirrors, bumper covers, anything in the wheelbase. So it's steering, it's suspension, it's pumps, it's sensors. All of that we carry. And each of these individual components requires a specific data set to make sure that it fits your car. So that's why we have so many records, and that's why the catalog is so complicated.
Yeah, and My goodness. So the whole point of making sure people get more out of the product that they've invested in, you're helping with that. You're also helping to make sure that all of the products that we buy are fit for purpose, like literally fit for purpose. So we're not sending them back. I mean, whether or not you know it, you're making a big impact here in a positive way on the environment, and it seems to be good for business.
It's definitely good for business, good for the environment, usually is good for the business
There
as
you
long
go.
as the economics make sense.
Yeah.
We sell a lot of replacement parts. And a lot of times it's just one or two things that needs to be fixed in a car and it'll run significantly longer. We push our customers to invest in preventive maintenance. Don't wait until it's broken.
Yeah.
Kind of like the human body, right?
Sure.
So you do that preventive maintenance, and usually it'll keep it longer. So part of what we're doing is trying to educate the customer so that they come to us not just to buy the parts, but to get all the information and resources to keep their car running longer. So if you're just looking to maintain it, we want to have a solution. If you want to upgrade, then we'll offer a different solution. And if you're a kind of performance type of driver, we have a lot of performance and accessories to make your car, faster, or brake faster, or louder, or whatever.
Louder?
Sure.
Is a thing?
It is a thing.
Really?
Absolutely.
Can you make a Tesla louder?
I don't think so.
Okay. Just curious. I don't know.
It drives itself, so.
That's fair. So I want to wrap up here with this concept of executive sponsorship of the product experience. I mean, when David and I were talking about him sharing his experience here with you all, I asked why you, and we talked a little bit about that. Like, why are you the champion here? How do you get businesses that are in the room to get that C-suite engagement, to think about the product record, the product moments, the information that you're trying to convey as like a real priority in the business?
I think you got to tie it back to some numbers and some metrics and some sales. Our goal is to build a multi-billion-dollar retailer, and to do that, we got to grow. So we got to get more. We got to get our customers to buy more, or new customers, or both. And so, any investment that we make, whether it's a PIM or something else, it's got to tie back to sales. So if I make this investment, this is how it ties into the overall goal and strategy, and this is how I'm going to make it happen. And also, this is what success looks like. So, if I was pitching myself, I would be talking about increased conversion, increased time on site, lower return rate leads to more dollars. Those dollars get reinvested into the technology, the supply chain, the platform to get more customers, and it becomes a flywheel effect. Historically, digital transformation was about, migrate to the cloud and save money. Unfortunately, it's really hard to get someone to sign off on I'm just going to save a little bit of money. And frankly, I love saving money, but if I could, take my PIMS cost from, I don't know, $1 million to 500,000, it's good, but it's not good enough. But if I can take my sales from 700 to 800 million, now it becomes attractive, it becomes a priority. I think the issue we all face is that there's always a roadmap, priorities,
Yes.
and your stuff gets deprioritized. And so I want to make sure that whatever we tackle has big dollar signs in front of it. And the higher the number, the less chances are there is going to be deprioritization. Like this one is my project, so it's not going to be. But the reason it's my project and it's a top priority, it's because over the course of the next 3 to 5 years, it's hundreds of millions of dollars if we do it the right way. So we have to do it fast and we have to do it accurately. And ultimately, the reason we do this is to give the customer the experience that they deserve so that they keep coming back.
Yeah.
The last thing I want is a customer like you that has a problem that goes to one of our competitors. Like that breaks my heart. I want you coming to us and always coming back for your automotive needs. And to do that, deliver an outstanding product experience.
Well, I don't want to break your heart, and neither does anyone in this room. So we have a few prospects in the audience here who haven't yet come over to the Akinio side. I wonder, and tons of partners who work with future Akinio customers. Why did you make the leap? Why did you? I mean, you had a lot of investment, $20 million in a homegrown thing. why make the leap? There's a lot of sunk cost in that thing. Why Akinio?
Yeah, I think that's exactly what companies like us suffer from. It's we've been using our homegrown systems for 20 years. We spent $20 million plus on it. Like, why change it? I think the world is changing. The expectations of customers are changing. We need to be more agile. We need to be leaner. We're also going through a full digital transformation where we're going to a composable architecture, API-based. And so, having these huge monolith trying to do too many things. So, step number one is cataloged and product experience going to be a competitive advantage? Yes. Step number two, build versus buy. I don't want to rebuild something that's already out there. I want to buy and customize. And number three, I want to put all the resources at my disposal to make it work. And I want to grow sales, grow conversion, and lower return rate. So it's kind of that simple.
Okay, well, I'll take that. So I want to thank you for your partnership here with Akinio. I want to thank you for your advice to everybody sitting in the room here, and for executive sponsorship of this really, hopefully, transformative strategy that you're implementing.
Thank you for the partnership. It's been fantastic. Again, in our business, fitment is very complex. I think if Akinio can make it work for us, you guys can probably make it work for most of these people. Because if you could figure out fitment, then everything else is easy.
All right, let's all go shopping now. Thank you so much.